Hi, I'm Lillian McMorris, and welcome to the Lillian McMorris Show right here on COX 96. We are so happy that you joined us. We love to entertain, educate, and inform. We let you know what's going on in our community. We love to highlight people that are doing special things. I met a lady, it's been a while actually, and she was an author. And I picked up the book and I just started reading it, and I said, you know what? Achieving Your Ultimate Be-All. Chi to Be. Please meet Stacy Hall. Stacy, welcome.
It is such a pleasure to be here with you today.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you brought me your other book, too. We'll talk about that. But I want to talk about this one. As you see, I've really been reading it. I got notes. I got things, intentional activities, blooming, what your goal is to maintain health and self-care, because sometimes we forget about that.
I think most women do forget about that all the time, actually. Those are my clients. Or, as I like to say, I help people who are stressed to the snapping point.
Right.
And we only get there when we haven't given ourselves enough self-care.
Right.
And that goes right in the face of being a caregiver. Mm-hmm. We as women have been trained
to help other people.
Eventually our time will come. But in this day and age, it doesn't come.
No.
There's
you just
very
keep going.
few.
There's something else and something else and something else.
Yes.
And I think there was something in here about scheduling, and make sure that you schedule your time.
It has to go in first. It's like on the airplane when they say put your oxygen mask on first, and then you can help others. This is what I have found to be the most challenging. Now, when I say this, Lillian, I'm not coming from I knew better all along. I am the poster child of what not to do.
Okay.
When you and I chatted briefly a few months ago, I had mentioned I had been in bed for 2 years and 3 months with adrenal fatigue.
Yes.
And that was because people wanted to know what I was doing, why I was successful.
Right.
I felt that I owed them to be available. Since I was in the public eye,
Yes.
I was supposed to be there.
You're supposed to be there. That's,
right.
And that's one thing that caught my eye about this. But before we get further in the book, tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I would say I'm going to pick up from there because, and you mentioned the first book. The first book came out in 2001, auspiciously September of 2001. And that book was something that I had been teaching people for quite a long time, called Attracting Perfect Customers, in which the power of strategic synchronicity is involved to create what we call a strategic attraction plan. Getting very clear as to the type of people
that you
we want
to attract. And do your customers want you to succeed?
Exactly.
They're not just trying to drain everything out of you.
Right there. That's 100%. And you can even use the book as I did to attract my husband. So it's anybody, any kind of person you want to have in your life.
Okay.
Here's the thing. That attraction planning process works so well, abundance started coming in.
Okay.
And it's so easy for me, and I know for other people, when I have to choose between something that's wonderful and something not so wonderful, I'm going to go with the wonderful. But what happens when there's something wonderful and something wonderful, or something wonderful for me but really important for another? Last week I lost a dear friend. She passed away and she was in the hospital for 2 weeks, and I really wanted to be there, and I also had some speaking engagements.
Right.
Now how do we
balance
that? I didn't know how to balance it back in 2001 and the years after. I just kept saying yes and kept saying eventually my time will come. And it did when I wound up not being able to lift my head exactly with adrenal fatigue. So during those years that I was in bed most of the time, I had a lot of time to think and to rethink where I had given my energy away. Because that's all it is. That's all we have. I'm sure you agree with that.
No, totally, because that's what I do. That's what I have is my energy. That's what I give to my community.
Exactly.
I mean, people call, basically my business partner can tell you, she will tell me, turn off the phone and get some rest. No, maybe you shouldn't go to that. Get some rest, because that's what I do.
Exactly. And I feed on that. I love people, so I feed on it. But at the same time, if I love people, I want to give them my best.
Right.
And I was not giving people my best.
Okay.
And some of my close friends started letting me know long before I wound up in bed, perhaps you don't even realize you're just running on fumes.
Right.
So the book came about from my mistakes, let's say.
Okay.
The lessons I learned. I don't like to think of mistakes.
No, challenges and lessons learned.
What I would do differently.
Yeah.
Every place
And
where
that's
I would do
exactly how
something
you
differently.
documented it. Every place that's something that and you have like different activities.
Yes.
Different things that we can channel in on, whether it be hospitality, whether it be going to an event, whether it be, I mean, you have everything in here.
Oh my
and
goodness,
making sure
thank
that
you.
you're moving through your goals and then you go in third person. You know, the way that you've written it. So we can step outside of ourselves and look at it and say, now, was that an intentional activity, or was that one of my goals on a planned activity?
Exactly.
So, yes.
And it all starts, and people ask me, so what does chi mean? What is
Right.
this chi to be? It's energy. That
Energy.
And I just kind of like the rhyme, chi to be.
Chi to be.
Then the subtitle is achieving your ultimate be-all,
Right.
and that's where people say, what's a be-all? Well, we all have one.
We all have one.
It's a be-all, end-all goal.
Mm-hmm.
That goal, though, as important it is to our lives, often is what gets put on the side.
Sure.
And so I'm always thinking about this goal as I'm going into life, and as I get further and further away from it, I get more and more disappointed, and more resentful, and more resigned, to the point where I forget that I ever had that,
Oh, wow.
and now everybody else has my time
Right.
and my energy.
Because we don't save anything for ourselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the first redo, if you will, do-over, was I took my be-all, I put it firmly in front of me, and I used the phrase, keep your eye on your be-all.
Keep your eye on your be-all.
Always keep the be-all in front of you, so that when opportunities or challenges come into life, and we have to make choices, such as you speak about the intentional activities. What activities am I doing with the intention to achieve my goal?
What we're talking about is her first book, Attracting Perfect Customers, The Power of Strategic Synchronicity. And it's a beautiful peacock on there. And that just shows how we can grow and how beautiful our life can be if you follow your game plan, not burn yourself out when it comes to doing things for others. And that's why the new book is most important, because you learn how to achieve those goals and be your ultimate be-all. And I love the way it's written. As I stated, it's like third party. It's like, I've already been there and done this. This is mine. This is what my goal would have been. And then we can kind of fill in the blanks and say, okay, I like that. And that was a part I wanted to read. I have utilized a technique for resting for more than 20 years. It really isn't sleep or meditation. I call it unplugging for 15 minutes. 5 minutes to calm, 5 minutes to just be, and 5 minutes to return to my day. It's simple, yet key in caring for myself and sustains my energy throughout the day. I can really feel a difference at the end of the day when I haven't done this for myself. And I purposely mark this in the book, and honestly, I can tell you I've been doing it, the 15-minute rest stops.
Well, Tara will be very happy to hear that.
Yes.
And she is one of what we call the Chi Masters, people who have been working with the 11 energy surges, as we call them, to be able to improve their lives and have more time for themselves. As I say, to make more money, improve our relationships, and enjoy the time with ourselves. And I forgot to give you the website so people can get the book.
No, I'll give it to them right now.
Okay, great.
Okay, it's chi2be.com, and you'll see it on your screen. chi-to-be.com, chi2be.com. We're talking to Stacy Hall, and she is the author of Chi to Be, Achieving Your Ultimate Be-All and Attracting Perfect Customers. You can get them on Amazon, but we're going to direct you to the website. Then the website again is chi2be.com. Thank you so much, Stacy, for joining us.
Such an honor and a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You stay tuned. We've got some wonderful episodes to share with you. The Lillian McMorris Show is produced by Tego and Associates Productions. Multi-camera shoots either in our studio or on location. That's Tego and Associates Productions. Give us a call at 702-509-7728. We're on the campus of Nevada Partners, and actually we're at the Culinary Arts and I'm going to get the name right. Get one time. Culinary Academy of Las Vegas, because they changed the name a few years ago, and I was here when it was still Culinary Arts Academy. But we are here, and I want to share some information with you. So our first guest on this show is going to be Sydni Sayles, and Sydni is business developer and catering sales manager for Culinary Academy of Las Vegas. My God, the title might, go on a wrap around the business card.
Absolutely.
Tell me about this I know about let's talk about that briefly, the Culinary Academy.
Well, the Culinary Academy of Las Vegas is the largest welfare to work organization in America. Mm-hmm. And what we do, we change lives. We are actually celebrating our 20th year of changing lives. Right. And we are training in different disciplines, about 11 of them, from front of the house to back of the house. Culinary for cooking, baker's helper, hotel, guest room porter. So we are really covering the facet of all that is hospitality.
Now, how does one get involved? Let's say I don't have a job. I should be in training. I should be doing something. How do I do it?
It's just as simple as come see us. We do not turn anyone away. We work with tremendous organizations that we partner with that will help you with funding. Nevada Partners, of course, that's why they are our sister organization. And if you want to go into that field, we will help you. We are truly the one-stop shop.
And that is so wonderful. But the one thing we want to talk about today is actually catering.
Yes, food. Let's talk about food.
We love some food.
We love food.
That's one thing. I don't care most people know me. I don't diet. I like food.
That's
right. Give me some food.
That's right.
I'm a little junk food junkie, but I will eat some food. And you guys have food.
We have amazing food. Our chefs are excellent. My executive chef here at the Culinary Academy, sorry about that.
That's okay.
Is Chef John Stokes.
Right.
He has an extensive career, even abroad. He can speak different languages in the countries he has serviced, and we are blessed to have him here. Our events are amazing.
Yes, they are.
What you do when you pay on the strip, you do not pay here, but you get the same quality, if not better.
And the same service.
The
service is better,
actually. We are definitely here for the community. Yeah, it's about 5,400 square footage. I mean, I have done very small, intimate events with 10 people. Those are very beautiful. And I have done the huge events, about 350 guests. And those are
just
amazing.
Passing hors d'oeuvres and some good music. And
buffet plated, reception style displays. We do it all.
Okay.
And then we also cater to the Smith Center. We are one of 3 preferred vendors there as well. And the Culinary Arts catering team there, awesome. They're magnificent. My executive chef there is Chef Robert Neese. We call him Bobby for short. And he is amazing. Yes. And then, of course, I can come to your home and do off-site events.
And that's good for the holidays.
We do it, yes.
That's good. And the holidays are coming.
Absolutely.
So can they get the menu online?
Absolutely. And I know you're going to share with your audience here.
Audience here, there. We got audience. That's right.
Our website.
Yes,
so I'm going to let you do that little spiel.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Sydni.
Let you do your job.
I'm going to do my job, everybody. How about that? And the website is culinaryartscatering.org. That's culinaryartscatering.org. We can call and speak to a person with a smile, voice with a smile.
Yes.
And that's 702-924-2182. 702-924-2182. And that, of course, is our Culinary Academy of Las Vegas. And call them not only for events to have in-house, but catering events, and especially with the holidays coming.
And we're full service. Bar, everything.
We'll do it
all.
We'll do it all. We can rent a bar, like if we don't have one at home, you guys come and bring a bar.
Absolutely. My goal is to make sure you show up pretty and handsome. We take care of everything.
We got that. Did you hear that? Now, that's the best clothes that we could ever have. Show up pretty and handsome.
That's it.
And let the Culinary Academy of Las Vegas take care of everything else. That's culinaryartscatering.org. Go to the website and find out all the information on how they can come and cater your next event. You stay tuned. We'll be right back. The Power Walk, fun family event that benefits Dress for Success, Saturday, July 26th at the Miracle Mile Shops. The inaugural Her-She Driving the Dream charity event weekend to benefit girls in foster care, August 15th through the 17th at the Revere Golf Club. For more information, go to hershegroup.org or call 702-574-1409. And welcome back. We're always talking about giving information about changing lives. Camp Anytown began many years ago, changing the lives of the young people right here in Southern Nevada, making them realize that we're actually all the same. Doesn't matter what color you are, doesn't matter what your economic status is, and also doesn't matter what your educational level is. We are all the same. And these are lessons that are learned during Camp Anytown. We have a wonderful camp director and volunteer that stopped by to talk to us, Michelle Fuller-Hallaver. Welcome, Michelle.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
And if someone were to stop you on the street and say, what do you do? And you would smile just like that?
I would.
And the minute the conversation started, you'd talk about Camp Anytown.
I would.
And let's do that.
I would tell them that, Camp Anytown is a phenomenal camp experience for our young folks.
It is indeed.
We cater to our teenagers, and it is a place where we just bring our teenagers together. We break down barriers, and we build community. We're building leaders. We think that every teenager has an opportunity to be a leader. They just show it differently. So we break down those stereotypes. We break down the cultural differences. We break down the privilege differences, religious differences. We celebrate all of that.
You know, the funny thing, my baby girl has been involved with Camp Anytown for many, many years. And I remember one of the exercises that I witnessed up at, well, the first one was actually at Bonanza High School, and they locked them all in for the weekend, just as a trial to see if it was going to work. And then they started going up the mountain, Mount Charleston, for the camp. And one of the exercises, everybody starts in a straight line. And so if you're part of a divorced family, step back. If you ever heard your parents discuss, how am I going to pay this bill, step back. And it's like everybody, regardless of who they were, they all had the same situations.
Yeah, what's amazing is, that's called the privilege walk. And we do that privilege walk at every camp. And when I do the privilege walk, I'm toward the back of the line. And when my children do the privilege walk, they're toward the front. And the amazing thing about that is we can't change what happens with our past.
That's right.
But we can make a difference for our children and for our future. And we really, really want to.
And with that exercise, you also show that everyone should be treated the same regardless of the challenges that you have faced in life.
Absolutely. We all have the same rights. We all have the same love to give to each other, and we really expound on that.
How can one say they want their child to go to the camp? Well, number one, there's 2 camps now, isn't it, during the year?
We have one in October and one in April.
Okay. And so how does one get their child or their students at the school or someone registered for it?
If you're in school, then we encourage you to go through your counselor at school. They fill out a referral. We ask that the students be referred by someone, but they can have self-referral. They can go through our website to be referred. All of our counselors at every one of our high schools knows how to refer to Camp Anytown. We also have folks at the Boys and Girls Clubs and, other community partners around the community that refer folks as well. Nevada Partnership for Homeless Youth, Shannon West Homeless Youth Center, West Care, all of those folks.
And that's the good thing is you involve the entire community in your program.
Absolutely.
What about volunteers? What do you need? What does Camp Anytown need from people in the Southern Nevada community?
Aside from money or
Aside
with
from
money?
money and volunteers.
Money and volunteers.
Money and volunteers. That's right. Because it is no cost. That's another thing. We'll get to that in a minute. But what do you need?
We are always like to bring on new volunteers for every camp so that we have a bank of volunteers. What
is the time put in for that?
We ask that you make a commitment when you volunteer to have at least 1 half day within the 2 weeks prior to camp. And then when we go to camp, that you commit from Thursday through Sunday.
Right, to stay up there.
Stay at camp.
Okay.
Yes. We also need money to keep camp running.
Right.
Currently, we have 2 camps, as you said. We have a lot of need. We have a lot of teenagers in our community, and it's our belief that every teenager should have the opportunity to experience Camp Anytown.
What's the average number of students that you have at each camp?
We take between 50 to 60 young folks each camp. We like to make sure that we have an equal number of males and females, and we ensure that we have true diversity at every camp, both for our delegates. We don't call them campers, we call them delegates, and for our staff.
And speaking of delegates, there is no cost for students to become a delegate and go to Camp Anytown.
There's absolutely no cost.
Yes, the interest
It costs
level.
us, but it doesn't
that's
cost.
Why we need donations.
It doesn't cost them.
So they can just come. They have where they're bussed up. They have a place to stay. They get meals from Thursday through Sunday.
That's right.
Okay. That is Camp Anytown. So if you're interested, go to your counselor at your high school. If you self-referral, go to the website, anytownlv.org. That's anytownlv.org. It'll give you information on the program. All you have to do is go sign up or talk to your counselor if you're a volunteer or you have a monetary donation, which is needed and accepted to help the youth within our community. Again, there is a donation area at anytownlv.org. Michelle, thank you so much. We appreciate you taking time. I know it's a busy schedule and it's kind of last minute, but we appreciate you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Again, that's Camp Anytown, and it's a wonderful experience for any student right here in the Valley in Southern Nevada. Anytownlv.org. Go and find more information. Now, you stay tuned. I don't want you to go away because we're going to have some fun right now and talk about some healthy choices. The Lillian McMorris Show is brought to you in part by Louisiana Gumbo and More, located on West Charleston. The best gumbo, fried catfish, salads, and don't forget the po' boys. That's Louisiana Gumbo and More on West Charleston. And welcome back. It's now time to have some fun. And there's different ways that you can have fun and exercise at the same time. Some of us just don't have it in us to go to the gym because if your energy says go to the gym and you try to do it, it's just not going to work. Some of us are not going to run, we're not going to bicycle, and I'm not going to do crunches all day long. That's just not going to happen. But I do like to go out. And there's so many other people that like to go out and socialize. So while you're out, dance. Get involved with line dancing and stepping. That's what we're going to talk about. Healthy choices. It's still fun, but it's a healthy choice. And when I heard and read, and I think you emailed me some information about what you're doing, I said, you know what? Then I talked to Vincent, and I said, I'm going to have the steppers on. That's what I'm going to do. I told him, Z's coming on the show, so I want to have like some couples come, and we're going to have like a little get together, let's sit down, let's see what we can do. But tell us about your Healthy Choice Enterprise, because you encompass having fun, dancing, learning to step in, etc.
Well, as we've gotten older, we start seeing the patterns that you hear about good nutrition, you hear about exercise and all the things that are supposed to keep us feeling good, keep us looking good, but we don't want to exercise because it's work. Yeah. So, and it's just one more thing to do.
Yeah.
So what happens is when you're dancing, you're moving your body.
Yes.
Your heart rate is up. You're getting all the benefits. Guess what you're doing? You're exercising.
You're exercising, but you're having fun with it.
You're having fun. And if adults enjoy what they're doing, they will stick with it.
Okay.
Well, pretty much like children. I guess we just grew up. But this is why dancing is so neat, because what they found is that unlike riding a bike or jogging, you actually get more memory retention from it. So dancing is one of the best forms of exercise. So you tell me the
dancers that we just saw that are out there just dancing their heart out, laughing and swinging and kicking and all that stuff, and you showed some new little moves and what have you, they're all retaining something extra in their brain.
Well, it kind of depends on the dance that you're doing.
Okay.
Yeah, that just kind of...
okay.
No, it's anything that you have to remember the steps.
Gotcha.
Repetitive steps, and you're thinking while you're dancing, and that's why ballroom dancing, stepping, any of those dances where you're coupled, so now you have the connection, you have a certain amount of energy transferring, you have, so it keeps your heart rate lower.
Okay.
Most people, when they're dancing, a lot of dances, they get really excited.
Really hyped.
It raises the heart rate.
Okay.
This will do just the opposite. It calms us down.
Okay.
It gives us a lot of social interaction, so we get benefit from that.
Right.
So just when you're dancing, or if you're just sitting at the table socializing, you get to see someone and you get to exchange information. Sometimes you find out that that's just the person you needed to talk to.
Right.
So what's happening is you learn these steps. Your memory is kind of challenged. So it forces it to build more bridges.
Okay.
And they found that the neurons are sharper. So we are not only remembering more, but we think clearer.
Oh,
So that's just some of
maybe
the
I need
benefits.
to learn how to dance then.
Yes, some
I
good
can
stuff.
think clearer.
Good stuff. And I mean, not only physically does it help to keep the body more toned, and it helps to regulate your blood pressure and your heart rate, and it keeps us looking younger.
That's true.
Because we're smiling when we do
That's right.
it.
We're smiling.
having
You don't have
fun.
that frown and looking aging. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
so.
But
That,
Healthy Choice Enterprise is about the whole encompass, to give you information about disease processes,
Okay.
to give you information about disease prevention. It's about healthy lifestyles. So what we do is we go out to businesses and organizations, and we set up health and wellness events. Because what companies are finding is that they have a better look when they look good in front of their employees. And if I'm concerned about your health, then you feel a little bit better about working for me.
right. Right.
So I've been contracted.
Also keeps down the rate of calling in sick.
Yes, most definitely. You're finding less sick days. People are enjoying their work, and especially if they have wellness programs, because now they have maybe a softball team at work, or maybe they have some kind of diet group that's going on, or they might have an aerobics corner or a dance corner. So there's a lot of activity going on in the work organizations, even social organizations like to have health information. So that's what we do.
Okay.
We set up the tables. We set up whole wellness programs. If you wanted something ongoing, we do speaking. So we have a plethora. That's the word I want. A
plethora of things. That's
things
right.
that we do, including the doctors. Sometimes it's oriented to children or moms. We have so many health issues in our community.
That's correct. We do.
You know, and sometimes
And it's good to have them addressed, and they're addressed, like you said, healthy choices. They're addressed, and you, if your employer or the person that you're socializing with, you seem to be interested in your health, it makes you feel better because they're interested in you.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We're talking to Z Tony, Healthy Choices. And this is, let me go to give you the website so you can go and get more information. It's healthychoiceenterprise.com. And as you see, she also has the dance group, and they do a wonderful job stepping and line dancing. Let me give you a phone number as well. Healthy Choice Enterprise, that's Z Tony, 702-673-0302. That's 702-673-0302. HealthyChoiceEnterprise.com. Thank everybody for joining us and watching the Lillian McMorris Show. We love to be here right here on COX 96, and we thank them for being our sponsors. And it's my pleasure to share information and to entertain you. I'm Lillian McMorris, and I'll talk to you next time.